What I am most excited about
Mm-hmm.
if being on this podcast right now is that there are moments where the two of you either say the wrong thing or can't figure something out that I am yelling out loud what it is. And I can do it.
You can do it.
You
I
can,
can
you can
power.
practice this time.
Yeah, you have the power.
You can, yeah.
I get to slide in. Not just to the DMs, but I get to slide in.
You love to slide in those DMs.
I love to slide in. Yeah, it's true.
Get a little bit of Vaseline in there.
A little bit. Not too much because it gets weird.
Yeah.
I mean, that got weird in record time.
Yeah. Well, are we really hot? Is it really are the microphones really hot to you guys?
No.
No, not too bad.
All right,
Is
cool.
it hot to you?
A little bit to me, yeah. I seem like I'm a little loud.
But you're always a little loud.
Yeah, okay.
That's why they call you Disco Inferno.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
That's a good old wrestling reference. Right there.
Yeah, he still does things, so that's
Yeah,
good
no,
for
he
him.
has like wrestling schools. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho,
Are we leaning in?
I guess we're leaning in. Yeah. I mean, let's just do it as how we generally do it.
Okay, this is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is
Tommy and Jacob's mixtape.
I'm so used to looking at the camera that's in front of you. I got to remember that it's here.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello, everyone.
How are you all doing? We are in a new space, a different space with a friend.
Yes, we have our first guest ever on TJ's mixtape.
Ever.
Yes. Who recently just got married.
I did.
Yeah.
I just got married.
That's why we're here doing this in a way.
Yesterday. 2 days ago.
2 days ago, you got married.
2 days ago.
And from you guys listening, a week and 2 days ago.
A week and 2 days ago, friends. Yeah.
Dahveed is a really close friend of mine. We went to high school together. He is the artistic director at Stage Left in Spokane.
Yes.
Has published a play Minimum Wage.
Mm-hmm.
Works at Spokane Falls Community College.
That's right.
And he's in Spokane, kind of a big deal.
Well, that's an interesting way to think of myself. Yes, I'm honored to be here.
Yeah.
And
I'm honored to have you on this.
We're very happy to have you here.
Yeah.
I've been watching since day one, and to be in the room reviewing a film with the two of you, two professionals, I would say.
Oh, thank you.
I
appreciate that.
It's truly an honor, privilege.
Well, before we get into the review and everything, we do like to play a little game. And Dahveed, you've joined us in playing this game.
Yeah.
So it wasn't last week because last week was a banter episode, but 2 weeks ago we said we were going to connect John Leguizamo. Leguizamo, thank you.
Yeah.
There's a hint of the E that you got the I. Leguizamo. I always put the E after the Z, which is wrong.
Ooh. I think of it like Guido. Think Guido, Leguizamo.
Leguizamo. Yeah,
There
that's a
you
good
go.
way to put it. Yeah,
That actually
it's a great way
helps
to put
me.
it. Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
I
I just call him John because I don't want to butcher it.
John Leguizamo.
The best Luigi
To
we've
Emma
ever had.
Yeah.
The best Luigi.
Trust the fungus.
Yeah, we reviewed it.
Lord knows I trust the fungus.
Yeah. To Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Dahveed, why don't you kick us off with it?
Yeah, I'll kick us off. And anyways, so we have John Leguizamo, who was in Moulin Rouge
Yes.
with Ewan McGregor,
Mm-hmm.
who was in Star Wars with Natalie Portman, and Natalie Portman was in Song to Song with Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling, of course, Crazy Stupid Love with Emma Stone.
Or La La Land.
Or La La Land, yeah.
That's where I thought you were going. Actually.
I've never seen La La Land, so Crazy Stupid Love, I saw that at the Garland Theater. Another shout out to Spokane.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to do yours or?
You go.
All right. So mine's a bit shorter. I found a quick, fun connection.
Well done.
Yeah. It all just clicked. It just clicked. So I got John in Romeo and Juliet
Mm-hmm.
with Leonardo DiCaprio,
Mhm.
who's in Wolf of Wall Street with Jonah Hill, who's in Superbad with Emma Stone.
Oh.
They've done a handful of stuff together, but Superbad was the first one.
Yeah.
Mine got a little crazy because I got hyper fixated on one movie that I couldn't stop circling back around to. So I got John in Spawn, excuse me,
Yeah.
as the killer clown guy. What's his name? The Violator.
The Violator.
Yeah, the Violator.
What a name.
What a name. And then Martin Sheen in The Departed, with Jack Nicholson in Bucket List with Morgan Freeman. Lucky Number 11 with Stanley Tucci. Stanley Tucci and Easy A with Emma Stone.
Nice. I don't remember Stanley Tucci in Lucky Number 11.
He has a very little. It's kind of like him in the
small role.
Well, I guess he has a bigger role in The Terminal, but kind of like that. He's kind of off to the side a little bit.
Well, That's the movie connection game or movie star connection game.
Connect the Stars.
Connect the Stars.xyz. We don't get paid for promoting it, but it's.
Well, we like it.
Yeah.
So we like to say it.
If you're out there and you represent that website, we're looking for sponsors.
Yeah.
Just put it out there.
Yeah, we are. Matter of fact.
100%. I'll take some money.
Yeah. Love some money.
So this week we are doing kind of a one-off from any of a block and whatnot. It is a movie that was chosen by Dahveed, and because this is kind of like a wedding gift in a way.
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Because we don't really get to, we just don't. It's kind of hard for us to get, people onto the show because a lot of people that we listen to don't live in Seattle with us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Anywho, do you want to tell us what movie we watched this week and then give a quick synopsis?
Sure. Yeah, I could give a little synopsis.
Under 10. You got 10 words or less.
10 words or less. Okay. Well, the film that we are doing is American Fiction.
Yeah.
American Fiction is about a black author who seeks to not be pigeonholed as just a writer who writes black things.
Yes. It's a great movie. It was fun. Yeah, so
I loved it.
Yeah.
I really did. I loved it. Had you seen it before?
I've seen, yeah.
You did. Okay.
I saw it in the movie theater with my wife,
mm-hmm.
And then saw it with the Passover gang.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Huge fan. I learned about this film because of a podcast. Pablo Torre Finds Out. He had the writer of the book,
yes,
Erasure, on the podcast, and that's how I heard about the book in general. And I was like, oh, got to see that.
I remember.
Oh, yeah, Percival Everett on the podcast.
Which is cool. Yeah, I remember seeing a trailer for it back in 2023, and I'd be like, oh, this looks really interesting, and I would love to watch this movie. And then it just kind of came and went out of my mind. So I was actually kind of happy for you to bring it back.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I have a memory of the trailer as well, and then seeing the cast, and I was like, okay, I really want to check this out.
Mm-hmm.
And then even when you brought it up, when we try to go into this, I try not to, especially if I don't know the movie, I try to go in as blind as possible. And then once I finally did look it up, like right before we watched it, to be like, okay, I need to kind of know what we're getting into.
For sure.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I do remember this movie.
I do want to ask, why did you choose this movie for us to do?
Well, a couple of reasons. A, in watching the podcast, I've seen you guys want to engage with black topics, and that was difficult.
Being two white guys.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I can open up the cloister so we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, this is the first film, we'll get into it, that I watched and really was like, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm represented here in a way.
There was a moment in the movie I was like, Dahveed, that I see why Dahveed.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes, I went, I get why you picked this.
I find the film to be brilliant and touching on something that is just difficult. And the work that I do, I'm an equity, diversity, and inclusion specialist.
Yeah.
And so I've seen a lot of the problems that this film points out play out in real time.
Yeah.
And so there were moments in the movie theater where I was just dying laughing, and other people around me are like, am I racist if I laugh at this? Like, what do I do?
What do I do?
What's funny is like, because I will laugh at damn near anything like that, and I will get weird looks at other white people are like, why are you laughing at this? I'm like, because it's funny. Like, you don't like it's. You don't be uncomfortable. Just roll with it, please.
Yeah.
Anywho, but yeah, let's get into a little bit of the history of the book or the movie that we do. This is based off of a novel that you already brought up, Dahveed, by Percival Everett. The book is called Erasure. He's a Pulitzer Prize winner for the book James, which is from the perspective of the slave Jim in Huckleberry Finn and Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which I had actually heard about that book a while back, and again, I'm not much of a book reader, so. But are you familiar? Have you read it at all?
I have not read it.
Have you read any of his works?
I have read segments of Erasure,
okay,
but I have not fully read it all. I've read, I think it was an essay that he had written.
Okay,
and it was really about black identity and trying to carve a space for yourself. But most of my exposure to him was through that podcast. And
that's fair.
Him speak about it was really dope.
Yeah, that's
just really cool.
Yeah, did it feel like there was a piece of like he was a lot of what's the main character's name in this?
Monk. Right?
Monk, yeah, but
Thelonious.
Thelonious, yeah, Monk, yes. Where he was kind of like there was a reflection of himself in Monk about the frustration of how black authors are perceived, like having to write in a very specific way.
Yes, he especially related it to after he'd gotten the Pulitzer for that specific story. That then,
For James?
Yeah.
Okay.
That then the pressure from publishing houses, the pressure from everyone to you've now found your niche. You need to write that.
Oh.
And he's like, no.
No,
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I made it here because I write what I want.
Yes.
So you're not going to stop me from doing that.
Yeah.
And I just that kind of nobody gets to dictate what kind of art I craft. Totally relate with that.
Oh yeah.
You know, love that.
You and I have had conversations about you struggling with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then we got our writer and director, who writer as in wrote it for the screen, adapted it. Yeah. This is his directorial debut, so I'm interested to see if he does anything more. This might have just been like a passion project type thing I could see. But for writing wise, he's also been a story editor for Watchmen, and Master of None. Who also, I guess he did like the story. There's a story by credit for him on Master of None as well. That was the Aziz Ansari show.
And his name is Cord Jefferson.
Oh, did I forget to say his name? 100%. I did forget to say his name. Cord Jefferson.
Cord Jefferson. Yeah, writer for 9 episodes of Watchmen, which I do remember watching and liking that show.
Yeah.
That show was intense. But
I've been
Watchmen,
told many times I need to watch it. Haven't watched it.
It's intense because it's Watchmen.
Yeah. Love the movie. I mean, but
well, in this, it's kind of weird because it is a film, like a live action film production. You kind of feel like it would be connected to the movie, but it's not. It's really connected to the graphic novel.
Yeah.
So there's this weird kind of separation when you watch it. It's just interesting.
Yeah. And so, let's get into starring. We got our lead actor in it,
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah.
Who, he was born to play this role. I feel like.
Yeah.
Like,
my first exposure to Jeffrey Wright, Top Dog Underdog, Steppenwolf, acted alongside Don Cheadle in that.
Oh, okay.
And that, I mean, he's he's a completely different human being in that. But then more recently we had Batman.
He plays the new Gordon. He's also in The Last of Us season 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Isaac.
He's
not redoing. Oh.
I think your battery died.
All right, so lights are gone. I mean, it's just a bit of more shadows. That sucks. Man, I charged that thing too. Anywho, so he did the character in the video game as well, right?
I think.
Oh yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking right now. I believe so, because I remember thinking that.
I mean, you were talking about it while we were watching the episode, so I just kind of assumed that Tommy had that correct.
I was correct.
All right.
I just didn't want to be wrong on camera. It's different when we're sitting in our living room.
Sitting in our living room with our friend who just going to go like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's different when you're putting on the internet forever.
Yeah. And then I got next Tracy Ellis Ross, who plays his sister.
Yeah. Blackish.
Yes, I was about to say. I recognize her most from Blackish than anything. And then she's in that episode of Black Mirror, the first episode of the newest season. She's the one she's like the insurance agent selling them like the upgraded like health programs for.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Okay. She looked familiar.
It upset. That would upset.
From something we watched recently.
Yeah.
We just watched that.
Yeah. I always love that she's also a Nepo baby, as Diana Ross's daughter.
She's Diana Ross's daughter.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Right. Yeah. She didn't flaunt it. It's interesting because like Ross is such a comic kind of last name.
It is. Yeah. I wouldn't just assume it.
No. You were.
She 100%.
You were the queen's daughter.
You're the queen's daughter.
She's the princess.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got next Sterling K. Brown. I just did the family first.
Yeah.
Even though like he's probably doesn't have as big a role as other people in it.
It is an impactful role.
It's very impactful.
Yeah.
Very impactful.
Carries a lot of weight in this story.
But he is the voice of Angstrom in Invincible. And
that's the big brainiac guy.
Yeah. And he was in Black Panther, maybe the most other thing that people might recognize him from, Nabuo.
Okay, yeah.
This Is Us.
This Is Us. Yeah.
106 episodes of This
That's
Is Us.
something like that.
Yeah.
Rich forever.
Yeah.
I never watched This Is Us, so.
It's really good. I started watching it with the wife.
Mm-hmm.
She watched it as it was coming out.
Is it done?
It's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, honestly.
It looks
I mean,
phenomenal.
A little cheesy. It's obviously an ABC sitcom, but
Yeah.
and like,
But
they know how
sometimes
to
those
play
hit
the music.
hard.
They do.
Yeah.
They sometimes
do.
hit.
Was it a
really
sitcom or was it
Um,
just like a regular show? Like, is it a multicam or is it a single cam?
No, it's single cam.
Okay.
Yeah. What it does really brilliantly is navigate race discussions.
Yeah, fair.
Because he's an adopted son
Okay.
in that story, so that it's just really fascinating.
Okay.
I got next the mother, played by Leslie Uggams. Or is it Uggams? I'm not sure.
I think Uggams.
Uggams sounds right to
Yeah.
me, yeah. Really probably most recognizable is Blind Owl in the Deadpool movies.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that is her. Yep.
Yeah. Took me a second. She's not wearing the glasses.
Yeah, exactly. It was like I looked her up really quick, and it wasn't even like the character Blind Owl that I saw a picture of, but I just saw her wearing sunglasses,
You're
and I was
like,
like, Deadpool. I got it. I found it. I found Waldo. So,
You found him.
yeah. She's absolutely fantastic in this as well.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
I got Erica Alexander next, who plays the love interest. I forget her character's name. I'm so bad at character names, you know.
Coraline.
Coraline, thank you.
Caroline.
Coraline, because I remember being like, oh, Coraline, buttons, huh? She was in Get Out. I don't fully remember her in Get Out, but I do remember her in the show Living Single, which is fucking wild. I completely forgot about that show.
Yeah.
But that was a show on Fox that my mom probably didn't know I was watching. Some adult topics in there.
You were watching it. It was watching you.
I was watching the Martin Show too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. Dude, I loved Martin
Let's
Lawrence.
see, this is why you're honorary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After we watched this, I did watch the first half of like Bad Boys 2. Speaking of Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Still love
Look at
that
that.
movie. I still love that. Martin Lawrence is so funny.
He is great.
Yeah.
He's just losing his shit the whole time.
Dude, no, we'll get to it at some point, but I really want to do Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence. Like such a fucking good movie. So funny, so topical of what we're about to be talking about today.
Absolutely.
And then I have Issa Rae, who I don't know. I recognize her from the Barbie movie, but I feel like I've seen her in other things. But I went through IMDb and nothing really was like popping out.
I feel
to
like
me.
I've heard her name a lot more than
Yeah.
I've seen her in anything.
I mean, she's a black lady sketch show,
Yeah.
which I've been wanting to check out because of the chick that's lead in the Abbott Elementary.
Yeah.
She's also like I think she was one of the founders of the Black Lady
I
sketch
believe
show.
that's the
Yeah.
case. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's hilarious. So
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's everybody that I had written down. I didn't really want to. It was just like there's a lot of smaller bit roles in this as well.
Yeah, but I think these are the ones that hold the most levity to the situation.
Yes.
Of what we're discussing. I mean, there's like the agent and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can't forget, Keith David, right?
Oh, Keith David.
You know.
Yeah.
But he's just a small bit, right?
Yeah.
He's just a small moment.
But you always got to shout out Keith David.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
But that's also one of the coolest scenes, just like from a actual shooting like idea standpoint.
Yeah.
I was blown away when that happened. I was like,
Well,
"What are we doing? That's cool."
We'll get
So
into. I
funny.
mean, we may not get into it later in a minute, but I just do. I was really appreciated that moment because one of the first plays I ever tried to write, I was doing that. I
Yes,
was
you were.
having the writer on stage having his what he was writing was being pre-created on stage.
Mhm.
So I was like, oh, that's cool.
That was
to see-
lit. Your idea was what came to my head when I saw this scene the first time.
That's fair. But I also feel like for me as a writer, that's what it feels like is I'm having a conversation with these characters as they're having a conversation with themselves,
Mm-hmm.
So and like in person, So it was
Yeah.
cool.
as they reveal themselves to us.
Yeah. Was there anyone else else that we wanted to do
that's
shouts
it
out for?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's everybody.
Then I think we're ready to go into reviews.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you not do your reviews?
I did.
Oh, okay. Okay. Everybody calm down.
I'm a professional.
That's see.
He said.
He's gonna get you acting, is what he said.
That's what he's gonna recruit me
Oh yeah.
into the theater.
He's gonna groom you.
To being an actor.
Yes, I'm going to groom you into the theater.
Into the theater.
That has no connotations whatsoever.
None. Zero.
We're in the bowels of a theater now, and the grooming's begun.
Well, so for IMDb or online scores, little difference. So IMDb, it's got a 7.5, which I was like, that's fair. That's fair. And then on Rotten Tomatoes, much higher.
Yeah.
With a 93% tomato meter and a 95% popcorn meter.
Yeah.
Which I do appreciate. Maybe a smudge. No, maybe not. I don't know. I think the 7.5 is definitely too low.
7.5 is too low. I remember watching this and thinking, oh yeah, this is like, it's an Oscar buzzer. It felt like
it could be, but it wasn't.
It wasn't, but the screenplay.
Did the screenplay get nominated?
I believe it got
Oscars?
best adaptation of the screenplay.
At least nomination.
Which I think is fair. Although special shout out to the music.
Yes.
The music
the
was
music
incredible.
Was absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the accolades right now. Just trying to see.
Accolades, Toronto 1, Mill 1, Virginia 1.
Nominated in 2 Golden Globes.
Do.
All right, well, you...
Black Film Critics Circle, it won a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Game recognized game.
So on Metacritic, this has an 81, which comes to universal acclaim.
Yeah.
Can't actually remember the last one that we had this high. But basically, positive reviews are 53, 1 mixed and 0 negative. So this was the critics really.
I mean, I don't think. Yeah, if someone had something negative about it,
they don't want to be raised. They ain't gonna say it.
Yeah, actually, there might be someone that has a lot of negative stuff to say about it. But
I feel like if you went on the user reviews, you could find some stuff.
Yeah.
But for the positive, with 100 out of 100 at the Boston Globe by Odie Henderson, I just thought that was an interesting point that we made. The satire isn't as brutal as it could have been and perhaps needed to be, but overall, I thought American Fiction was a rousing success that got me thinking about my own experiences.
Nice.
Which
I like that.
kind of went into what you were talking
I
about.
agree. One thing that I read about the book is that it's more scathing.
In
In
satire?
its satire.
Really?
Okay, I really liked that the satire was more subtle.
I think for a film it works better.
Yeah. Well, it has this weird reflection of Monk as well as a character.
Yeah.
Because of like how his experience as a black man is so different than what everyone is expecting to be written. But then he's still experiencing all of these microaggressions that he just kind of calls out. And there's it's just the subtlety of all of that,
Well, but there's also moments where he's just very unlikable.
Yeah.
Just because of the way that he is reacting to Coraline and
Yes.
the way he's speaking to her and things like that.
Yeah.
You're kind of like I get that you're angry, I do, but she has nothing to do with the situation. So, ease up.
Right.
But I mean, but I kind of felt, I personally felt that way about both brothers, which I really liked. There was just moments that you were really on their side. And then there's other moments where you're kind of being a dick right now, and you kind of need to reel it in. And I get why you're butting heads so hard.
You're drinking at 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm not flying the plane, Monk.
I like that. I agreed with Cliff in that moment. I was like, yeah, Monk, mind your own business. He's on vacation. His sister just died. Like, come on. Like, let him do his thing.
That's I think it's such we're in the reviews, but it's such an important point of the whole film that everyone's in grief.
Yeah.
They're all in the throes of grief.
They're all in grief at the moment.
Yeah.
And it's so like deft how that death happens.
Yeah.
You just don't see that shit coming.
No.
No, not at all.
But
No.
It hits you like a ton of bricks.
you assume it's like, oh, this is Tracy Ellis Ross. Like we're she'll be in the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then, oh fuck.
Where are we at? What do we got next?
I mean, the last one was really I wrote down one that I'm rereading it. Not really interested in reading it out loud. But the one mixed was from Little White Lies by David Jenkins, who gave it a 60. There are some great things in this film, yet its intentions are swept up in a mire of tonal indecision and cynicism masquerading as irony. Which I could kind of see. in certain moments.
I mean, they're not wrong about that. It's just I feel like maybe they just didn't really they didn't as a critic appreciate what that was.
No, yeah, as an audience member, didn't appreciate.
Mhm.
Basically, didn't like Monk. Kind of is what
Yeah.
it sounds like.
Right. And
I mean, he is an unlikable guy.
he's tough to like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he really
Yeah.
is. He has
Yeah.
moments that he is very tough.
But
to
I mean,
like.
that's what I really love about about this movie is that by the end, it's still about like the black, nature of it all, but it is about Monk himself finding solace of who he is as a person.
Yeah.
And really understanding how to, I guess, become softer, not become his father,
Right.
Well, actually, and then I'm gonna So the other review I was not going to read. The person who gave it, it's Peyton Robinson at RogerEbert.com, who gave it a 63. So
Mhm.
it's right there, between positive and mixed. American fiction trips over its own feet in its final act, stumbling between daydream sequences and multiple storylines before finding a final underwhelming resolution. But the attentive lens that the film devotes to its concepts and themes is what will be remembered.
That's actually really accurate.
And I was like, kind of as you were speaking about it, like what you're saying, we're getting Monk and kind of what is his journey,
Yeah.
and what does he land on,
Mhm.
and it does kind of at the end. There are moments like where it feels a little rushed. Is that the word? I don't know.
I get what are you
Like-
trying to say.
Well, like when he goes up and he has his. Well, actually, I'll
I'm
pause on that because I'm jumping to the end of the movie. So never mind.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. I'll remember the thought.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
All right.
Because this movie, it sets up very clearly that it's there's going to be this conversation about what it means to be a black artist, and an author, and but there's also it's so much more about just family and family trauma as well.
Yeah.
And that's that's universal for everyone. So you get this like dichotomy of what Monk is feeling about this like. It's not black erasure, but it is because you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh yeah.
Like, I guess it's like he's feeling there's this like because he doesn't want this idea of what everybody sees the common black man as the street thug type person.
Yeah.
And but that's what all these white people want is how their struggle is
They want the ghetto porn.
yeah
That's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
yeah but that was not his experience growing up.
No.
Like they had a house
And they had a housemaid.
housemaid yeah
They had, and it was, he wants to be respected for his thoughts on
Mhm.
history.
yeah
Mm-hmm.
Like I.
the scene where he's in
when he's
the
in the
African American
bookstore. Oh, that-
literature.
like this
killed
doesn't
me.
belong here. It goes here.
Why is it there's
Well, it's just even the way it's shot too. It's like that scene, and then it cuts to him then with the stack of his books being followed by the
I'm just gonna put
worker.
him back right when you
Like
leave.
I have to put them back. Like
Yeah.
it's not my it's the store's decision. Like I'm just gonna do that when you walk away. It was just the shot was just really good.
There
too.
was something so clown about the moment when his sister comes up. She's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, oh.
yeah.
Oopsies. Like, I'm
Busted.
caught. I'm caught.
Is the intensity at which Monk consistently moves out of bitterness
Mm-hmm.
at all times it's clown like
Mm-hmm.
because he's being so excessive in an emotion
Yeah.
that it's like you're being ridiculous, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You're grabbing your books off the shelf, and then his sister, who's obviously the grounder of the family.
Yeah.
Yes, the most responsible and
Mm-hmm.
kind of on her own 2 feet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very sure of herself and very well, even her eulogy that she wrote for herself.
Yeah.
She just seemed like very clear-headed.
Hopefully, I
very,
died in the arms of Idris Elba.
no, under the thrusts of a sweaty
Yeah,
Idris
Elba.
Elba, or unfortunately Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
And that right there too is that was even just amazing because of the fact it's kind of interesting because we got to know her very briefly. We got an idea of her personality, but then it was kind of cool at her death. We got a really big look into her personality from her own eulogy,
Mm-hmm.
which I just thought was an interesting choice. Of just her speaking from beyond the grave, basically.
Yeah.
And more character development, even though she's not in this. She's no longer going to be in this film. I just thought that was interesting.
And the comedy of that man on the beach.
Oh,
like
yeah.
out of nowhere.
Yeah. Do you have a permit?
Do you have a permit for that? He's like, I will beat the shit out of you, Francis.
Then he says like he's in the background. You've always been a dick or something like that.
Brothers teaming up on
Yeah.
And that's where the subtle microaggressions throughout the entire movie come in, and it's interesting to see those moments because it's not. What am I trying to say? It's not like making it explicit, like, oh, all white people are racist, but it's saying that they're noticing, they're bringing out the microaggressions that obviously all black people see in their everyday life. Yeah.
The things that are so commonplace that they're like the number 23. You know, you don't notice it till you notice it, and then you see it everywhere.
Well, it's like when the guy calls him up to put him on the literary.
On the selection board.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, so we realized we've lacked in our diversity, and he's just like being very, very like
candid,
wearing you know,
he's very he was actually one of my favorite characters because of his. He's just like, I'm not. Yep.
And Monk's just, I forget exactly what he says, but he's calling out like, you know, how this is racist, and the guy's like, yep, yes it is.
Yes it is.
Do you want to do it or not?
It's just wild.
You know, and I love. That's why it's satire, because nobody ever approaches you like that.
Yeah.
And I've certainly been invited into rooms that once I get in there, I go, oh, I see why I'm here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Well, kind of like the conversation that they're having with Stagger Lee over the phone when he changes the title to fuck.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, that was just... like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
Well, that's also like, it's just showing like Monk, like, dude, just get the paycheck, I guess, at this point. Like...
Well, that's even
he's trying so hard to prove a point that I mean I don't know.
Well, I actually was thinking about this when we were watching it, because he has this kind of interesting arc where part of his journey is like, you know, he wrote this created the Stagger Lee author character as a joke, as like a fuck
it's
you
out of spite,
as a fuck you to the publishers and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, then he's fighting with this whole basically getting paid off, you know, buying into this system because they actually want the book. But there was like a part of me that was wondering that just, you know, from that kind of, you know, you start reading into the psychology of the character. Just, you know, I think that we all do that. Just like, what is this person thinking, you know? Do you think there was a part of him that wasn't entirely true, that it was just a joke, that he knew there was a possibility that it would be taken seriously? Because he was already seeing these garbage novels being picked up.
No, I don't. I think it was literally because
do you not think that he didn't think they would ever take it seriously?
He wrote it drunkenly in spite. Like even like when he sits down with his publisher or agent, I guess publishing agent.
Yeah. That's true.
He
was like, what?
Yeah, he was like, we got to buy it on your book, and he's like, this is awesome. What did it tell me? And he's like, oh no. What was it originally called?
My pathology.
My pathology.
My pathology.
My pathology. Yeah, and he's like, wait, no, God, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
No.
Well, then it was so sad. He gets so excited because he thought it was his original book that he was trying to
exactly.
sell. Yeah, that was sad. Like, no, the other one.
Like, yeah.
But I mean, it was an interesting kind of like, you know, pull back and forth where it's,
well,
he needed the money, you know.
And
so what do you do, especially when it's one thing if it's your situation, but you know, you're talking about your mother, and obviously there's a complicated relationship there between the whole family dynamic, and they just really presented that without really shoving it down your throat, which I really liked.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a lot to you can just tell there's a lot of bad blood.
One of the things that I really appreciated with it was Issa Rae's character and that conversation they have at the end, and like it really shows like he has this anger at how like black culture is being represented, but that's still like, she's like, do you not think I didn't do research that these aren't written about real people?
She puts him in his place, basically.
Yeah.
Well, because that's even the thing too, is he goes off the handle like immediately. Almost she becomes like his enemy.
Yeah.
You know, because of the accolades she's getting for this. He again sees as a garbage novel.
And the more we get to see her, the more we get to see like, oh, she's actually like a real artist and really trying to like have an honest voice. You know, and like really, she's the grounded person in the group. You're like, Well, I think we can all agree that at about 100 pages into a book, we kind of get an idea of what it is, and you can choose at that point to finish it or to not.
Well, and it's just the final nail in the coffin that Monk is kind of just an asshole at this point because of the judgment he was putting on her.
Yeah.
And the mockery he was making of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of accidental, because it kind of becomes more of a mockery once she says,
well, because
he
feels like,
and I went and
because
found
he feels like people are just using it like the language as a pandering way to just sell to white people.
What he did.
And that's exactly what
he ended up doing. What he ended up doing that he was really struggling with.
Which is what makes that ending so brilliant.
Yeah.
The absolute ending moment. Really brilliant.
Seeing with the man in costume dressed as...
Both of them saying, I'll do what I have to do for money.
Yeah.
And then let me drive away in my fancy car. Like, whatever.
And,
this is what they need.
It's the grind.
Then I'll be staggered. I will be staggered.
Well, also just like the ridiculousness of Adam Brody's character. And like when they're talking about the different endings and he's like, all right, how about this? And it ends with him getting shot up by the police. And he's like, that is perfect. You're like, yeah, of course he would fucking love this.
The way Monk, like the way he gets ready to describe it, that he's like, well, what we could do, this kind of like, and you immediately go to, oh God.
which weirdly, for the satire is like the perfect ending for that story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
In a dark, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, exactly. But even just like a little rewind back to when they're talking about like the list of the best books and whatnot, and they're voting like, and he's like, him and Issa Rae's character, what is her name? Centaura?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I always wanted to call it Centara. Yeah, Centaura.
Yeah.
I kept reading Sinatra.
Yeah.
Centaura.
And they're like, we don't think fuck should be number one. Like, it's not good. We feel like it's pandering. And then the three white people,
we think
voting.
this representation needs to happen.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's really
The
important.
white
It's
people
really,
are telling-
three white,
and they're literally broken up by
right,
the
and
table.
it's like, I think it's really important that black voices are heard, and the two black people that are saying no are not being heard.
Yeah.
I'm just like, damn, that is such a that's like, it's obvious on
Well, the beginning of
so
the
clear.
movie when he's teaching the class.
Yeah,
That girl.
That girl with the blue hair.
I don't think I need to hear that word.
Yeah, that was the moment that like I looked over at them and I went, that is an intro where in the first 10 minutes you know what the movie's going to be like, which I love to see. I think it's actually weirdly kind of rare where in the first you can just see like, okay, this is what the movie is going to be.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the first 10 minutes, then you're probably not going to like the movie at all. And I also went, I think I realized why he picked this and wanted to talk about it because this.
Well,
I was like, I'm very invested already.
Yeah.
That intro moment of where she's like, I don't appreciate seeing the N-word, and how he's like, well, I've gotten over it. I think you can.
Yeah.
He's handling the situation so
and
well.
Then he gets in trouble.
Well, because he ends up, who knows what he like
we don't. That's the thing.
Unloaded on her.
True, she did leave crying.
Yeah.
She did leave crying.
And knowing Monk, as we do by the end of the film,
he
probably went wild.
He probably went buck wild.
Yeah. Because like you just get that close up in the growl,
because that was him very polite. For him, that was him very politely telling her to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And she didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
So who knows what?
I love those conversations when I'm not offended and then people feel like they need to be offended for me.
Yes.
I'm like, no, I'm telling you, so let's move forward.
It's like, and I can see that just being like someone like, not like, oh, you're not offended. I'm surprised by that. Can you explain why? Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's have a conversation now, as opposed to like,
that's right.
You should be offended.
You're internalizing your hatred for your black self, and then it becomes a conversation of colorism pretty immediately. That's I just love how masterfully this film does these little touches of like, check this out and check this out, and I'm not going to give you a lot of time to think about it. I'm going to play some really nice music, and take you forward.
Right at the very beginning of the movie is like him, like I said, he's getting the taxi, and he literally says like, I don't even really believe in race and racism like that. And then the taxi drives right. He's waving and drives right by him and picks up a white guy, and he just kind of like, anyway.
Yeah, that was a lot of who I was in terms of at least my own personal race feelings.
Yeah.
Really, until I got out of college, where I was like, oh no, nobody would do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
Well, because
They
you also
care.
this
They
was a
this, they
community
that.
that you felt safe in.
Yeah. I think it is a very difficult thing to realize that a community you felt safe in, you actually weren't completely.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, it's like world breaking.
Yeah.
You don't want to believe that people could accidentally or intentionally be doing things that are like really not okay.
There's a lot of that. I like for conversations with your brother when him and I work together. Because a lot of those late nights, we would just have conversations about race and what he felt like as being a black man, the one black man in the theater space.
Yeah,
the one black man walking into the room. And it's like and he flat out just told me, he's like, you will never understand what it feels like to walk into a room or to a space and people recognize you and you see the energy of the room shift. And that's because of the color of your skin.
It's a record scratch. You walk in the room,
yeah,
everyone sees
That's
you.
a good way to put it.
And people will tell me constantly, there's like a magnetism when you walk into a room.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll afford that to charisma and whatever. But also, there's like an undeniable, as I see it in my own kid, where I'm like, you stand out. And not just because you're my kid. Like, there's something about you.
Yeah.
That's mainly because you're the only LaCroix level of kid of color in this space.
You got that static black.
With how much is in the blood, it's almost LaCroix. But like that has been, I think, acknowledging the race aspects and the microaggressions and the la-da-das of my life.
Yeah.
Really became something as I was like, I have a son. I'm gonna have to explain this to him, which means I need to clarify it for me. And I think that's such an important point about Monk in this film, that he is a single, alone man.
Yeah.
And so, like, you're not going to confront things as much as your brother, who's had to. And it's been so difficult for him. Look at him.
Yeah. Well, especially his brother, who is coming to terms with himself as a gay man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, there's like, that's like kind of thinking about too, about that, a lot of this movie is about family trauma and generational trauma, and the fact that they were able to really do that and just have these really brief little conversations. There's one between Monk and his sister about explaining why you feel like the outsider, because me and Cliff had this relationship because you and Dad were so close. And you can see Monk kind of like chewing on it. Like, and that never crossed my mind once in my entire, how old is he? 50. Oh, I don't remember. 50. Yeah. Cliff said he was like 50 something. Yeah. So in his 50s, and his 50 years on the planet, never crossed his mind that the reason he feels alienated is because Dad loved him more.
Yeah.
And just in that one conversation, you just get a lot. You get a whole lot unpacked real quick.
There's one part of the timeline that it didn't fully click on me, or I may have missed it. When did their father take his life?
I don't think it's ever.
Yeah, they don't explicitly state. I don't.
Okay, they don't. Yeah.
And they never even really say that he did that. They make jokes about it the whole time.
Well, it's just like, oh yeah, I heard some man shot himself in the head in that house.
Ha 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 ha. Oh shit.
Oh shit. And then and then his publisher is like,
shit,
your dad. Sorry. God damn it.
That's the thing. It's like I was talking about this movie, and I was realizing that with my synopsis, I really wasn't selling it, because it's like, on paper it doesn't sound like it's going to be a comedy.
No.
It sounds like it's going to be very intense. It's going to be very, like when I don't know, when I was saying the synopsis out loud, I was like, it kind of sounds like Moonlight. It's like about that kind of story. And then I ended with, and it's funny, and I'm like, you kind of have to watch it to really understand the satire and the humor behind it, because it is funny, but in a very particular way.
It's funny in the way that that being black is funny, where you're like, I just gotta laugh at this shit.
The absurdity,
that's real. That just happened. Like there was So having done a play called Passover by Antoinette Nwandu, I've done this play for 4 years with the same group, and it's a pretty intense dialogue on white vigilantism, on being black and trying to make it out of your situation, grief, man-to-man relationship, and how it just ebbs and flows between a lot of things. And we have performed that play for mountains of white people.
Mhm.
And it's pretty unreal how consistently people will see it. And after a performance, someone will approach us, use the N-word in conversation with us, and explain how, like, I'm not that kind of white guy. I hate that white dude who did this. And, you know, I've got this friend from Africa who says I can say the N-word. And you're like, what? You could have cut it off at any moment
Mhm.
before you said that.
Yeah.
And then you did. That it's like, I don't know. I don't even quite know how to grasp it, but like, okay, well, I just have to laugh.
It's because
I have to laugh,
it's
or
a
else
white person trying to say like I'm better than the other. I see it. I see your race and I see your struggle, you know? And it's like, well, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say these things to point it out.
Well, that's the thing, though. Is it just opens up a really weird dialogue. Like that guy coming up and being like, hey, I know there's this certain thing that just universally should not be said by me, but I'm going to tell you why I can.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy.
It's wild.
It's crazy also because of the guise of like, it's okay for me to say it. Like if someone uses it in a hate speech, you're like, okay, you're an ignorant, hateful person. That's why you're doing that. That's why you're just, that is how you are, unfortunately. But to then come up and justify it in a, I'm cool. That's almost crazier to me. I'm like, can you fucking not?
Yeah.
And I work at a karaoke bar, and it doesn't happen a lot, but it will happen. Some white person will come on, and they think that because it's in the song, that it opens up.
Yeah.
The wild thing is, just recently, someone didn't do soft A or hard R. They did the old school N-word.
The gruh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, we really
That's
doubled down. I just heard it in the...
That's some research.
Yeah.
They wanted to be sure to say it right.
Yeah.
I am upper class white, and I don't say it the other way.
Yeah. Like it stopped me. I was walking through, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. I went, huh? What? And I went out and I looked at it. I was like, that guy? Okay.
Now it's tracking maybe a little bit more.
Bold move. Bold move.
And I think what is lovely about this film is that it touches that stuff,
Mhm.
and it dares people to look at it, and then it is kind. And I think that's where I agree with that review that it like pulls punches a little, like it dares you to lean in, and then as you're maybe getting too close, then it throws in a joke.
Well,
It's like, don't worry about it, it's okay.
Well, I had a question about that because you said you think that it was just enough for a film.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Like, why do you think not pushing it too much would have been detrimental to? Do you think it would have just alienated people too much and they wouldn't have?
I think it would have gotten less views.
Oh, okay.
Because it was too on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a book, the people who find that book are seeking what they read on the back.
Mhm.
So they're not too worried about it. But, you know, you look at a trailer
And it may not
and
represent.
it doesn't necessarily say everything. And then you're like, okay, and American fiction, it's not called Erasure. You change the name to American fiction, which means this isn't real.
Mhm.
So then I'm safe to watch this.
Okay.
Right?
I see.
As opposed to Erasure, which no matter how many times you erase something written on a page, you still erased it. It still exists on the page.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Right?
The indent is still there.
Well,
It's
even
still there.
the cover of Erasure is very impactful.
Yeah.
It's that says do you know they say don't judge a book by a cover, but that says a lot. in
Yeah.
that.
Oh my, yeah.
And
Have
so
you not seen it yet?
Nope.
Oh yeah, like
Wow.
you pick up that and you're like, okay, you kind of I see.
very different from
But also,
the
I
cover
wouldn't.
of the
Also, I'm
film,
looking
you
at the.
know?
I don't judge a book by its cover, but I look at this cover and I wouldn't expect that to be the story as well.
Well, I mean, I guess also without reading it, we don't know because it's the saying that it is more scathing. The tone of that might be much more fitting once you actually get into the nitty gritty.
Well, like one of the changes that leapt out to me the most from book to film was the way that the sister dies.
Yeah, I was reading that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like in the movie, it's a heart attack that just like comes out of nowhere and forces you as an audience to then suddenly be very invested in the family, kind of immediately.
Well, that's when you get introduced to the brother immediately after.
Yeah. And in the book, apparently she is killed by somebody who's picketing outside of the hospital.
Oh shit!
And what a difference that
That
would
is a
make.
very big difference.
What I couldn't
yeah.
find was what were they picketing? The hospital, or were they picketing something else?
Which actually is kind of interesting too, because they did have that conversation where she was talking about having to go in through the metal detectors every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that represents. So it's like they were that was kind of a little Easter
They're
egg.
kissing it.
Yeah, like kind of touching base on how
touching base
she,
on. Well, I mean, yeah,
the dangerous situation that she was.
Yeah,
in.
the free clinic that she.
Yeah.
Probably the women's clinic that she works in.
Well, yeah, it was like it was a Planned Parenthood kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And
family
also
or-
one of the other changes, I guess, is that they spoke more in the book about the father's infidelity.
Okay.
Not the little haha he had an affair kind of moment that they both had.
Which is that's a tough thing for certain sections of older school culture in black communities, where dad's always got somebody. We don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
We don't go there. The key to a successful marriage is not to go there.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that out of people's mouths before. That I go,
just don't talk about it.
what?
Yeah.
You'd never let it sit, especially infidelity. Like, what are you talking about?
Well, there's
We're not
also
talking about
there's a patriarchal sense in that as well. Is that the man can go and do what he pleases, and the woman, the mother, needs to. Just accept
then
it,
well, then Cliff.
Yeah.
That's his whole situation. He was cheating. Granted, yes, he came out as gay, but it doesn't change the fact that he was married and he decided to bed someone else other than the person he was married to.
Yeah.
Which I'm it's one of those things I'm kind of saying it out loud just because I just got that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say it out loud. It's like because there's also this whole him and his father never understood each other,
and he
never will because I didn't get to show him my true self. You're like, it seems like you're a little more like that in that sense.
That's a very important scene as well, because it forces Monk to kind of think about like who his true self is.
And I
as much of his brother as being an asshole about everything, and bringing his gay boys in to do all their drugs, and
I loved that scene too because in the Lorraine, right?
Oh, Lorraine! How have we not talked about Lorraine
How
yet?
have we not talked?
How have we not
That
talked about
was
Lorraine?
so
So she is one of the most magical people in that entire movie.
She is so sweet.
Well, Maynard, when he looks up, he's like, Lorraine.
Yeah. You're like, yeah.
Yeah, you get
Like
it,
you're
Maynard.
rooting for that the whole time.
Yeah.
And it happens.
And
Yeah,
I was there was a moment I was like, oh God, what horrible thing is going to happen to Lorraine and Maynard?
I did too.
Yeah.
I was,
and I didn't. Which is also that's an inversion of a lot of like just writing in general for a story like this. Something would have happened to them.
if it was a drama, yes.
Yeah.
If it was a drama, yes. But the fact that that's kind of something that was interesting to think about too, is that you do have, with a satire, you do have some kind of fall net a little bit for things that you would assume that would happen,
Yeah.
because like I was saying about describing, like Moonlight, there is no fall net in Moonlight. There's not.
No fire what?
Like fall net. There is no satire to that. So this is going to be really tough, and there's going to be a lot of there's not going to be really any relief until the last shot, and then
if there is relief.
relief, but this has a little bit of an escape,
Yeah.
you can kind of like fall
With laugh, you can laugh.
fall into the comedy a little bit.
Yeah. I love that. And how we see their mother slowly falling apart.
Yeah.
When she's lost on the beach.
Heartbreak.
I mean, that is like,
Mhm.
oh my God.
I think we all have that fear.
Yeah. We're all getting to the age.
Yeah.
Well, have we
where
all experienced someone that has had that happen? 'Cause that happened to my grandfather,
Yeah.
Oh man.
and I remember that being
Hard on your parents.
yeah, because it's just you're just watching them go.
Yeah.
You're watching them leave.
Most of my
It's still there.
Most people died when I was younger already from other shit.
They didn't get the chance.
No, they didn't get the chance to get old.
Oh my God. Those dudes laughing like a bunch of freaks. What can you say? Brutal. The grief is on. It's just steadying on them, and nobody's looking at it. And that is so the way it is for really all of us. I mean, if you slow down long enough to look at it, it hurts, and you can't do that.
No, you got to keep going.
I mean, that's another erasure, a self-erasure of how much it hurts.
Well, and Monk just refusing to look at so many things.
Yeah. Love his brother telling him, Like, look at all these people here.
Mm-hmm.
We all just want to know you. Just let us love you.
Yeah.
Like, just let us.
And he's like, I don't get why, but
Yeah. Even hearing it, like, I can't do that.
well, because that's even the thing is like when he's having his argument, and that's the thing too. Is I think we were talking about it. Dialogue for me in a movie can be very whatever, but if the dialogue is, I will love it. And I think the dialogue with this was really great. It felt very natural, and it just felt like people talking. It felt like siblings talking, and being really honest with each other. But like when he was having that argument with Coraline because she bought fuck.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a great, fascinating scene because he's having an argument with her that is so one-sided because she doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been honest with her about what he's been doing and what he's been working on. He's been blaming his mother and, that's why he's been distracted and kind of out there doing these things. But he is like having a full-fledged argument about her taste as a person because of the thing he wrote. It was great. I mean, he was a total dick in it, but it was just a great scene and it was just really well written.
Yeah.
And her acting of just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Where is this coming from?
Right.
I was like, I felt bad for her. I was like, yeah, he's completely losing his shit right now.
Yeah. Well, and like so much of that is like, I think I just lost the thought. There was like the recognition of the book, the weird guilt. There's like this like guilt that he has for writing it as well, and I lost my thought.
Yeah. It's like he can't blame himself because that would be too far.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to make sure it's projected onto her.
That's right. It's like he's projecting his frustration of how this book is successful onto other people, and especially onto Coraline. And that's another thing. Is like he doesn't understand that he's doing that.
Yeah, because he always keeps a certain level of a wall between his own self-discovery.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's like that again. That conversation he has with his brother, where his brother's like, "No, you're doing this thing." He's like, "I see myself being angry like father more and more," and he's like, "You're just now saying that? You've always been like that."
Well, that's what I was saying too about the sibling thing. They really felt, and there was just moments where they would have these interactions where you would find yourself siding with one, and then the next interaction you'd side with the other because you're like, yeah, you're both kind of shit shows, honestly. Like you both have a lot of stuff that you got to work through, and kind of late in life. But I mean, I guess it's never too late to work through your family drama and trauma. I meant to say.
I think that's the kind of beauty of sibling relationships. That like if you're willing to lean into it, that nobody's known you closer or more than that person. And like, is it maybe gonna hurt to hear it? Yeah. But eat the carrot. Like you want to grow,
you're gonna have to do the hard stuff.
That's it.
Yeah.
And there's no better soil than the soil of family to help you with that. Unless there's some outstanding things going on there. But that's I think something that really leapt to me about this film was that, and knowing like theater history in the way that I do, and knowing that the first piece of exported American theater was a minstrel show, and that I think that's like, if we can't acknowledge that the first thing that America announced to the world, here's our art, was a minstrel show, and that is exactly what this movie is saying. Never changed. It never changed. It's not lost on me that the most successful play of my entire career, 20 plus year career, is in a sense a little bit of ghetto porn.
Yeah.
And like people are, oh, the way you play it's so real. Yeah, we do these talkbacks and Q&A sessions, and usually the same question always pops up. How do you guys do this over and over again? I've lived it. So like doing this, no biggie. I know that this ends. Nobody in my family is going to die from this play. Yeah. It's great. Like there's nothing hard about getting shot and finally being released. Like
nothing hard about getting shot.
No.
What are you talking about? Yeah.
In a play. Getting shot in real life sounds terrible. Although I don't know.
Yes.
There's a part of me that's like,
I don't know. It'd probably be pretty easy to get shot.
That's
You know,
what it's
just
like.
No, it's probably really easy.
to get
Yeah.
shot.
It is in this
if I
country.
get
unfortunately.
pulled over and I just say the wrong thing, like "What you want," then there it is. But there's a reason I wear beanies and cardigans and drive a car that is unassuming. It's the ways that I signal to people I'm not a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't worry. That's, I think, the most interesting part, sitting with a couple folks from Seattle, of having lived in Spokane my whole life, and that this is a city of microaggressions.
Yeah.
And it doesn't realize that.
No.
You know?
Well, much so like as all of the white people he's talking to in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
The selection guy is the only one
Mm-hmm.
who knows exactly what he's doing,
Yeah.
and is
Just wearing it on his sleeve.
apologizing and saying, he's like, yeah, I know.
He's like, yeah, no, it's 100%. You know, you get to also judge other people's work, and Monk's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'll do that. I get to be unfiltered. I'm in.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever self gratification. Yes.
Yeah. It's just so nuanced. And the way that the play ends is fascinating, or the film ends.
Yeah.
Really fascinating.
I
It
got
doesn't
this.
leave you in a way that is satisfying at all.
Say that again.
I don't think that this film leaves you satisfied.
I would 100% agree.
It's not a. It leaves you in dissonance, is what I mean to say. It's not cadence. You're definitely feeling incongruent by the end of it. Like,
Well, the same with like our character.
Yeah.
He's feeling that way too. It's like kind of like this.
I guess like the only thing is like I did see a change in Monk.
yeah,
Well, yeah.
And that's where I find like, yeah, it's like, yeah, the way that the movie ends, it ends in a sense of like, oh, and this will continue, and will continue, and will continue.
Yeah, the cycle.
Yeah. But there was enough of change in Monk and finding himself and finding some solace in his, growth outside of his, pettiness type thing. I felt there was.
I don't want that to ever change.
What?
His pettiness.
You don't want his pettiness to ever change? Oh. Well, it probably
Like,
did.
like what you guys were talking about. Like as soon as he heard he got to judge the shit out of other writers.
Yeah.
It's like he was like.
I mean,
And that goes into my thing about me thinking he thought of her as an enemy because then I felt like he knew that her book would be up for it, and then he could go in and be unapologetically say what he really felt about it.
yeah.
And he could like really say it, you know.
Right.
But then it,
Yeah.
it played out the way it played out, and then he hears about after he already agreed that she was going to be in it
Mm-hmm.
because he had this kind of like fuck, and I was like, I feel like you wanted to attack her, like
He did.
he
He
wanted to
did,
go
you
for
know.
her, you know.
I also like. All right, we need to be wrapping up soon, but
That's true.
I do want to let's go back to that conversation that he has with her and how he is navigating that conversation in a very delicate way.
Yeah, he's making an active effort.
Because I think
to-
he's also noticed, he's from the little bit that he's been working with her, he's noticing like she's not the type of pandering artist that I thought she was. She's actually a well-educated, woman that wrote something that now he's now confused. Well, don't you feel like what you wrote is exactly
Well-
like this?
Well, because you see the math happening.
Mhm.
You see
Mhm.
her go, I don't think fuck should be in here, and then he has this whole like,
but you
what-
wrote this.
But why? Like, why is mine shouldn't be in here? But you wrote something that you're getting all this accolade for. Like, I don't
Mhm.
really understand. And then you can see him kind of like tiptoeing
Yeah.
Yeah.
over to her, kind of like,
And immediately runs into her walls.
Yeah.
In defense.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know,
like immediately.
Like, oh, you're why? Because I'm a black woman.
Yeah.
And then,
No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, don't want to say it. Don't want to say it.
and it's beautiful because it speaks to that nuance of like, oh, not to get political or anything, but like, oh, we're not going to show up for Kamala Harris.
Mhm.
Why? It's because she's a black woman. Like, tell the truth.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say here?
Mhm.
You know, that's a conversation that many aren't ready for.
Yeah.
They're not ready for that.
Mhm.
And I think the film like acknowledged it right there in the small interaction where it's like, I'm going to tiptoe into here and then never mind.
Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Okay, back out. Thank God somebody else came
Oh,
in
thank
here
God.
with a salad.
Yeah. Oh, thank
Oh
God
my
this
God.
white lady
Oh yeah.
came
She
in.
just sits down. So what are you guys talking about?
I still think I have this, you've heard us talk about it too. It's like I just can't help but rewrite because I'm a egotistical dick and just I feel like an idiot when I do it. But I had this moment where I was like, I only think I would have changed in that scene is them say something along the lines like in sequence, something about talking about white people, and then just cut to her because she's all like excited, and then they just say talking about white people, and then just for a split second her like taking in that information and kind of having like a I don't want to be here anymore kind of moment. Just to kind of call her out because she was also one of the people in this whole thing that was doing that
exactly
pandering kind of. So it'd be like, well, this what we're talking about is we're talking about you. We're talking about white people.
Yeah.
I really want to see her squirm, but
oh god, I just had this memory sitting down at a bar a long time ago. These two black guys sitting next to me, and one of them looks over and he's like, "You're a white guy," and I'm like, "Yes, 100%."
I will speak for my race.
And then he was like, "You want?" And then he asked me, he's like, "Tell me, white people feel this because you speak for all white people, right?" And I was like, I guess I am right now. I literally said, I guess I am right now. Let's do this. What do you want to know? And they both just started dying laughing because I knew where they were.
That's a risky move.
Yeah.
I admire it.
Yeah.
I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of white guy are you? What kind of wild shit's going to come out of your mouth?
All right.
I'm not racist, but.
What's a rating? What are we feeling for rating?
I think tippy top.
5 out of 5.
Yeah,
Wow.
I really do. Because it's one of those things that just checks the boxes for me. The music's great. The costume design, like the clothing and everything, and that's the other thing too, is like with the sets and the house and the clothing, everything feels like it's very on purpose.
Yeah, and it manages to feel lived in.
Yes, but it feels real. It's not like, I don't know, like at my first I was like Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson makes these worlds that are very pastel-y, and it becomes this little bubble of Wes Anderson. This still has this very on purpose feel. Like even all of Monk's clothes, they're all gray. He wears gray because he's very minimalist. He's very, and then him standing with his brother who wears this more flamboyant, I would say, more colorful, poppy kind of like patterns and stuff like that. But just everything to the mother's house, like everything just felt very purpose. And I really liked the set design and the costumes. And the music was great. And the casting was great.
I can't really argue to go lower than a 5, but there's just something about me that's like,
You never want to give a 5.
yeah, it's hard to give a 5 unless Moonlight's a 5,
What do you think?
I think the sheer fact that I keep returning to it and being like, I need people to see this. More people need to see this.
That's a good way to
Mhm.
Like, that puts it in that echelon for me of like, there's not very many times I want to be an Amway like person for a film,
Mm-hmm.
but like I want to be standing in a Barnes and Noble and be like, you like this? Why don't you check this out? It makes me want to read the book, and for me, I think as a black writer, when I was writing Minimum Wage, once it was going through the workshop process, people asked me to make the race issue more prevalent.
Oh, okay.
And I said, no, there's only one line where it's acknowledged, because that is being black in Spokane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have people you can talk about that with, and if you do, it's in the cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was interesting to me when watching this film for the first time. I understand the frustration of people trying to gear your writing towards what they need it to be about.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I would put this at a 5, but I feel a little biased in that notion because
That's
it's
fair.
so like,
Well, but that's the thing.
right.
The review that it is naturally just biased because you're going from your experiences
true.
and everything.
true.
I just said I like the pretty costumes, so I say, you know what I mean?
Well, but that's all important too.
It
like
is
the
all very
storytelling as well.
Oh yeah. But I just like it's all a little biased. But I was like, even just looking at our list of things that we've done recently, and it's been a minute because like, what is the last thing that we reviewed that we really really enjoyed was what? Sinners or Thirst?
Maybe Sinners.
Maybe Sinners, right? Like,
Yeah.
we get Sinners.
And for me, this leaped above Sinners.
Yeah, yeah.
And I saw Sinners in the movie theater.
Yeah.
But I remember us really liking and giving a pretty good rating to that. Yeah, I mean, we
Absolutely.
give Sinners a 4,
Mm-hmm.
so it has to be above a 4 because.
The lowest I would say was like a 4 or 5, and that's I can't really explain to you why I would, but I'm gonna agree with a 5 because
unless you can make your
Exactly.
list, you know.
I'm gonna agree with the 5 because also there is that sense of wanting to share this with people, and the rewatchability of it,
When it's like,
and
it's like I can't really think of anything from just a film perspective. I cannot think anything wrong with it.
I think it's because, like, kind of going back to what you guys said, how it ends. It doesn't end with like a full closure. It ends in dissonance.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, again, that's the point.
And
of
that
it.
is the point of it. So then, 5. Yeah.
It
Well, and even
guarantees
'cause-
it in your
Well,
mind.
like this mixed review that I was reading earlier about, yet the films are swept in a mire of tonal, that whole thing that they were saying about it. It's like, yes, you are correct. You are correct that that's how the ending is, but that's how it's supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
It wasn't by accident. That was by design. They wanted you to feel, well, I guess that's what we're doing now. Because that's his
and
whole,
racism still exists.
because that's even his whole thing is his struggle is
Yeah.
with this. I'm kind of selling out. I'm selling out to, yes, for a greater good of helping my mother, but I'm still doing that, and he doesn't feel good about it. It's not like it's some resolution of like, I'm glad I did that.
The Johnny Walker metaphor
That was cool.
was so good.
I liked that a lot.
Johnny Walker red, Johnny Walker black, Johnny Walker blue.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Just because you can write the red or you can write the blue doesn't mean that you're any less for writing the red.
Yeah. And that was cool because that was a really poetic way of him being like, let's get that money.
Yeah.
It's like, that's all he wanted. He wanted the money.
Yeah.
That's real good salesmanship.
Yeah, it's really great.
He's a good agent, good publishing agent.
Yeah,
Very
he's
good.
good at his job.
Very
He was
good at
really
Except
good.
for committing to the fugitive thing. That was wild.
That was stupid.
yeah.
That's pretty wild.
But
That
that's
was
also like that's the ridiculousness.
That's the satire.
That's satire of
Kicking.
it. Yeah.
Love that first meeting with the film adapter.
My first question was, is he going to take off the glasses? And then he takes off the glasses.
What's really interesting is like how grounded all of like the family and the black characters are versus how cartoonish and clown all of the white characters are.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
You know?
wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Because what's his name that played the producer?
That's
Oh,
Brody.
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody. He's
Yeah.
great. Just, I'm cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that guy vibe. I'm down with it. Like, oh my god, please stop.
Yeah, we gotta show them this.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
gotta get him.
yeah.
Let's get him.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
All right. So yeah, we 5 out of 5.
I say 5 out of 5.
Wow.
All right, here we
5
go.
out of 5.
You look at you
Love it.
recommended a 5 out of 5. Now
Look
you
at
gotta find a 1 out of 5 just to make us watch.
That I can do. That I can definitely
Some
do.
Rumpelstiltskin
I would love.
for us to review Rumpelstiltskin.
I would adore that.
I would hate it.
All right, Rumpelstiltskin.
God. Okay. To connect the stars.
Oh yeah. Let's see. I reloaded it. The first one that came up was Ryan Gosling to Viola Davis. How do we feel about that?
Oh, that's so easy.
Right? I feel
Yeah.
like that'd be too easy.
Is it Ryan Gosling to Viola Davis?
Mhm.
Viola Davis.
I feel like that'd be too easy.
Yeah.
They're both still just too popping right now.
Fair.
Wait, Viola Davis isn't in The Help, is she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, that's why it's so easy.
Oh, Emma Stone.
Emma
Yeah.
Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Matt Damon to John Cho.
That's
Yeah, let's do that one.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's just commit to that one.
Yeah.
Remember that time Matt Damon solved being Asian? Apparently,
The Great Wall.
I forgot it.
He saved all of China.
He is the Cody Rhodes of China.
I saw an interview with him. I don't know if it's still true, but he was basically like, that is the one movie my daughter, I think it was something along the lines of my daughter warned me not to do and refuses to watch. And she will never see it. And I now agree with her. And you're
Yeah.
like, it's
Really? Now
agree?
you do? Now you do?
You didn't think that was a red flag from the get go?
It wasn't after
From
you
the
were
jump?
mansplaining to a. Oh God, there's this interview where he's being it's like a group of all of like these like white actors or whatever, and it's the interviewer is a black woman, and she's trying to talk about mansplaining, and he mansplains to her how he's not mansplaining because what mansplaining is. It's wild.
That almost feels like a skit.
It feels like a skit, but it's real.
It's real.
And it's real. Yeah. All right.
You got anything you want to plug? You want to
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, if you're in the Spokane area, Stage Left Theater has a production of Julius Caesar.
Mhm.
It opened a week ago, September 12th. But you can come see it. And
Actually, I think this episode is airing on the 12th.
Yeah, I think
it opens today.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Just kidding.
No. This episode will air on the 19th.
All right.
Oh.
Well, it opens on the 19th. So sorry, we just showed you the sausage. That's the inside of it. But it's a unique take on the show. It's all female and non-binary characters, and it takes place in a women's encampment And so,
Orange is
very-
the new black type thing.
Orange is the New Black, Handmaid's Tale.
Yep.
It's just going to be really wacky and really intense.
Really
Wacky. You know, if
wacky.
you're going to do Shakespeare, you just don't do it traditionally anymore.
No.
I hope not.
I
I don't want to see the puffy frills and all that.
And-
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what we're doing here. So if you're interested, come see us. Stage Left Theater, stagelefttheater.org, theater with an ER.
All right.
ER.
Yeah. I've heard that RE means you're academic,
And
and ER means otherwise. But that sounds like an American assumption.
honestly, I think it's just a difference between how it's spelled, probably the American way or the English way.
Yeah.
You know,
I
kind of like gray or gray,
I'll always do it RE. So
or avocado or avocado.
or avocado or avocadette.
All right, guys.
Well, again, congratulations,
Yes.
Thank you.
married man. It was
Yeah.
very
Thank
fun to
you.
go. Thank you for inviting
Great
me.
weekend. Yeah.
Thank you both for coming.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you for recommending such a wonderful movie.
Yes, and thank you for being here.
you bet. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Well, this is Tommy.
This, wait, I didn't see.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
this
over
is-
there. This is Tommy.
This is Jacob.
This is
Tommy
Tommy
and Jacob's
Jacob's
mixtape.
mixtape.
Later.